Hi all, in this video we will see test automation framework part 8. As part of this we will see schedule a job in Jenkins and how to execute job in Jenkins. In our previous video we have seen that how to download and how to configure, how to log into Jenkins, right? We have seen everything here, and we have seen that how to create a job. So now, and we have seen that how to run testng.xml file to execute our test cases after changing some paths. Now we'll see in this how to run the same thing from the pom.xml. As we are creating Maven job in Jenkins, that is the reason first we need to execute how to run from the pom.xml. So to run testng.xml from the pom.xml, we need to add some plugins. So what are those plugins? So these are the plugins, like two plugins we need to add in the pom.xml file. So before dependencies, you see that you need to add a tag called build. Inside the build plugins, inside the plugins I'm adding two plugins. First plugin, second plugin. First plugin is Maven compiler plugin. So when you have this one only, you can compile your scripts. And the same way you have Maven surefire plugin. In the Maven surefire plugin, you can execute testng.xml file. Okay, we are indirectly executing the testng.xml file, but from pom.xml file. So that is the reason you need to add in the build tag, in the plugins tag, you can add these two plugins. Okay, this is the version, this is the compiler version, and here suit XML files. Inside that, what suit XML file you need to execute. If you have more than one, you can add more tags here. But I'm interested in to execute testng.xml file from pom.xml. This is what you need to add in your pom.xml file. Once you add this, how will you execute? Right. So we can directly execute from, you right click on pom.xml and then run as. You will have so many options. Okay, so the best practice is first you need to clean the project. Okay, pom.xml, run as, use it Maven clean. You just click on Maven clean. In the console you will find, you see that build success. Okay, once you clean, you need to build. The second option, it seems, I'll click on this. You will find two, but it will be second as per my knowledge. Close. We'll try with first. Maven clean. A build is not necessary, but if you do that, if you have any issues, it will tell you. Otherwise, directly, if you say run as Maven test, when you say Maven build, it is asking for goals. Yeah, you need to say compile here. Maven goals compile and then run. First, you need to compile this. Save. It will scan your project. If you have any issues, it will let you know. You see that build success. Run as Maven build. She's asking compile. Okay. You need to do three things: Maven clean, Maven compile, Maven test. So once it is compiled, compilation also success. Otherwise, you will get some issues if you have any issues. Then run as Maven test. When you say Maven test, it will indirectly execute testng.xml file only. You say started test, it found the test. Otherwise, if you have any issues, it will say not able to find the tests. let it execute. Yeah, it's done. Yeah, no failures, skipped one, and it is success. When you go here, okay. Now you can see that you cannot see from results of running suite. The reason is we did not execute it from testng.xml file. We executed from the pom.xml. And in the console, you are seeing that build success, no failures, something like that. Okay. So then, now you can see that pom.xml file. We need to send this to where we added some plugins right here. So we need all these things from the GitHub. So what I'll do, right click, team, commit. Right, when you say commit, already came into staged. When you open this, you'll see the differences. You say build, it is not built. Okay, fine. I'll say added Maven compiler and surefire plugins in the pom.xml file. Right, we already discussed that we need to give some proper commit message, right? And then commit and push. It will ask you for the credentials. Login. So it is pushing to hybrid framework at GitHub. So it's done. Close. And when you visit this, where are the repositories? This is the one. So you see it's updated 16 seconds ago. Updated Maven compiler 37 seconds ago. When you go inside, if you go to the pom.xml, you see that you got the plugins. Right. Now everything is clear. Now I need to execute the same thing from the Jenkins. So I'll go to Jenkins. We already created this one, right? Hybrid framework with POM. This is called job. New item is a job. So, and then go to configure, and we have seen that here we just given general information, and we need repository URL in the source code menu. Just check add git. This is a plugin. You need to add this plugin, and when you add this plugin, you will get this option git. So then in the repository URL, where you will get repository URL, go to here. You see clone or download. You just click on this arrow mark. You see this is the URL. This is the URL. Otherwise, you can directly click here. When you click here, it copied. Then come here, provide the same thing. This is my URL. Okay, error gone, right? So then, how you will run this one? The branch which you are executing is obviously master. Master will get having all the information, right? You will do the master. Then how you execute? Okay, so how you build this one? You see pom.xml, you need to execute. In the pom.xml, what are the goals you need to execute? So those are clean, space, compile, space, test. Right, that you can do from here also. Command prompt means terminal. So it is there in the, I'll go to this location. I'll open terminal. You need to mention mvn clean. You see the same thing, build success. So the same thing we are executing from where? From the Jenkins. Alright. So go here, clean, compile, test, and pom.xml file. Then save. Now you just, what you need to do? Build now. Okay. When you open this workspace, you do not have anything. Okay. So it will get the entire information from GitHub to here. Means entire workspace, folder structure, everything, files, everything, it will get into this Jenkins and it will execute from here. So I'll say build now. Not it started. It started when you open this build to, it is doing, and when you go back to the project, open workspace, you see that you are getting this information, hybrid framework, readme, all these things. So go back, sorry, here, and it failed, it seems. If something fails, go to console output and you will get the information. No such file, pom.xml. It is saying that pom.xml it did not find. So what will give? Go back to the project, go to the configure. Here what you need to do? You need to mention this hybrid framework folder also. Inside this folder you have. The reason is, you see, in this project, again you have this folder inside this pom.xml. You see here you are getting 2 times. That is the reason you need to mention that one also. Here the slash. Okay, you see that error gone. Previously, you say this one, say no such file. Then what I'll do? I'll give this path, and when I click somewhere, you see it's gone. Then save, and again build now. Now you already have your workspace. Go to the console output. Is it executing? You will get the same information what you clean, compile, test. It found the test. Now it will open the browser. You see, it opened the browser. It will execute the same script. Let it execute. You see that? Finish its success. When you go back to project, you will see green right symbol if the build success. Right, you see here failed, here failed, here success. Right, if you go to the workspace, you will find everything. If you go inside this, you see pom.xml, you will get the same information. Okay, if you want to run again, build now. Right, so in the real time, what they'll do, you will not get localhost :8080. So they'll put this Jenkins server somewhere, and then they will give you what the address of that server instead of that IP address. Otherwise they'll give some name that they'll provide you. Okay, and the server will be started, means Jenkins will be up and running there when you simply type that, what you say, IP address. I'll try with my IP address. I'm not very sure. This is my IP address, I think. If you give this one also, it should come. We'll check once. Same thing it is giving. Okay, I think it is taking too long to load, whatever it may be, but they'll give something like this one. So then you can directly connect from your machine and you can execute. Okay, it is local, the local host why you are giving, you are executing in your local machine. If it is some other machine, they'll provide you the IP address. If you provide with the IP address and port, default is 8080. If you want, you can change 8080 to something else. What is the port they are giving, you can just give that, then you can find everything is there in the Jenkins. Okay, from there you can create and you can execute. So apart from this, go to the configuration. I'm manually going there and I'm just clicking on build now. But if it is automated process, why to do myself? For that we'll have build triggers. If you go to the poll SCM, it will ask you to schedule. You see, you will have some pattern. So this is the pattern. There you can do. I'm not very sure, I never did this. You appear to be missing white spaces between stars. You see that? Would have last run Thursday, February 2019, 6:50. Would next run Thursday, February 6:52. Means H by 2 means hour by 2 means every 2 minutes it will execute. Okay. At the same way, if you say 5, you see 6:51 now, 6:56. The same way, when you want to run that, you can, every night you want to run the scripts, then according to that you will schedule this. If you schedule this, it will execute. So what I'll do, I'm not very sure, I'll give 1 minute. Okay, when I say it will be 7:36, it will execute. Save, and we'll wait for 1 minute, then it should start. As per my knowledge, we'll see. That is the advantage of Jenkins. You can schedule. Just for the purpose of showing, I just click on build now. That build now can be automated using those are called cron jobs, where if you put there with this some condition, I want to execute particular time, I want to execute particular day, then when the time comes, then automatically it will start executing that job. We'll wait for some time and see. So with the Jenkins, not only this, you can do so many things. We have n number of plugins according to your requirement. You need to choose the plugin you need to add, you need to configure, you can use. It's a huge, it's an ocean, right? So, but the main purpose is whenever a developer deploys something into their server, whenever you get a mail, when you get a mail, you can execute the job. Something like that, you can do everything. You have so many other options also. I think it is not. Do we need to do anything? Post build action. You will have so many other options. You build other, when you build other action, something like that. You say set build starts on GitHub commit when it is deprecated in some other option, but when you get that thing, okay, when something is pushed into GitHub, we are also pushing right the code. When we push that, immediately start executing your job, something like that. I think it is not working, but this is the purpose of this. What do you say? I think poll SCM, post build step, add. Run regardless of build result, run only build success or unstable. Okay, so this is how you need to configure. Thursday, February 20th, 7:36. What is this? 6:36 executed. Okay, it's 1 hour it seems. So what we need to do? If I say 2, it is giving 6:56. 6:56 again. Seconds, how we can put minutes 0 to 59. So I'll give h by 2. Now the next run will be 6:56 and 6:58. We'll save and we'll wait for 2 minutes. And we'll see the build should start. We'll wait for 2 minutes. By the time what we have seen, so we have seen that schedule job. The scheduling means what we are doing, right? And the execute job. Execute job, we have seen that manually right using build now option, but scheduling means that the time we are setting, right? So anything else? What is continuous integration? What is Jenkins? We already discussed. So this is the only pending. So we'll see by waiting 2 minutes. So you can create a number of what is it jobs here by going into Jenkins. You see I have a number of jobs. The same way you can also create a number of jobs by clicking on the new item. You have so many options like freestyle project means it's not a freestyle means normal project. I'll say some test freestyle project. Okay. Here also you'll get Git, but you will not find Maven options, right? So that is the reason I have taken. How you will delete this? Go back. It's a delete project. Okay. This is how you can delete. So I think still not. What is the project ours? This one. I think 2 minutes not completed. We'll wait for some more time. Say in the workspace, you will get whenever you push some code to GitHub, whenever you say build now, then automatically it will search there. If there is any change between this workspace and that workspace, it will pull that data information into your Jenkins and it will start executing. Okay. You can directly, you see that delete Maven project from here. And you can change the order of this one, you see. I think top and down. You go to configure. Now it became, would have launched on Thursday, February 7 and then 7/2, but it's not executing. When I'm seeing something, they're saying that H/1 does not work due to some open defect it is saying, but it is very long back, but I'm not very sure why it is not working. When I say configure, we'll check this with some other option, otherwise we'll leave. Configure. Do you really mean every minute when you say? Perhaps you mean whole once per hour. It is saying that every minute, even though it is not exhibiting some issue or I'm missing something. But this is how you need to execute your, otherwise you can directly click on build now. It purely depends upon that. Normally it can be done by the DevOps technician, like what is a developer. They will configure everything for you, but as per just knowledge, we are just trying this in our local machine, right? But if you touch this in the production, it will be cause for so many issues. So without any permissions, do not touch anything. Whatever the instructions you have given by your, what is a lead or manager, you have to follow that. That's it. But this is dummy application in your local machine. We are just trying this. If somebody has to do manually, just go to the URL and just click on build now. That's it. It will get the latest from the GitHub and it will start executing. Okay. Now, this is how you can execute, create your job. You can execute Maven projects from your Jenkins. Okay. That's all in this video. Thank you.